minutes time. But for now, let's get into sports. The Jomo Kenyatta International Airport will be a beehive of activity today as the FIFA World Cup trophy arrives in the country, and the International Automobile Federation President Jean Todt also touches down. This will be the first high-profile activity for the new Cabinet Secretary for Sports, Rashid Echesa. Among the VIPs expected at the airport to welcome the world's most coveted football trophy will be the Coca-Cola Company's senior franchise brand manager Rodney Nzioka. This will be the third FIFA Football World Cup trophy tour in Kenya. The sports CS will receive the trophy to be delivered by Wilfright Express Cargo Services after going through customs clearance at the airport. Echesa will then lead the delegation to State House, Nairobi, where President Uhuru Kenyatta will receive the authentic 18-carat gold trophy that weighs 6.1 kilograms. Only heads of state and World Cup winners are allowed to touch the trophy. All right, well, in studio for this conversation is Robin Toskin, and clearly a lot going on in the sporting world to begin with. Let's begin with that last sentence. Why is it that only the heads of state and World Cup winners are allowed to touch this trophy? What is such the big deal? What is the big deal around this?
It's a long running tradition that ensures that that secrecy, that element of such an important trophy, remains. That the feel-good factor about it. Not everyone wins the World Cup, and not everyone just comes in touch with that World Cup. So that's why I think FIFA have made sure that to create that anxiety, to create that appetite. Not everyone will have to touch that trophy.
But you can get a picture with it.
You can take. You can take. Of course, we've been told that there'll be a fan fest where the fans will interact with the trophy. But just taking a selfie, maybe with that trophy, but you don't touch it. Yeah.
All right. So what does this mean for Kenya? I mean, it's the third time, or is it the fourth time running to have this?
The third time
to have this in the country. What does this mean for Kenya?
It's a very important, occasion because Kenyans get, to interact with this trophy and ask themselves questions. Kenya, we've never qualified for the World Cup. The best we've done is to qualify for African Cup of Nations. Right. But then this is a global showpiece, and therefore it's intended to inspire other people also to take up the sport that is football, and create that appetite and make sure that we also desire to qualify. But of course, again, not only the footballers, but many other people around the sport. We have the referees, we have everyone involved in this game. And what many Kenyans don't know is that we have our own referee, that is Aden Marwa. He has officiated in the African Cup of Nations. He was in Brazil 2014 as a reserve assistant referee, he invited by FIFA. And if everything goes well, he has been shortlisted to officiate at Russia 2018. So when this World Cup comes here, it's a chance for us also to celebrate some of our own people.
Talents,
of course, Aden Marwa is a teacher somewhere in Korea there.
Right.
So he should be able to inspire others.
That's great. So many times people don't think of coaches as talent. I mean, it is something you train with for quite a while. But Rashid Echesa will have his first big event, so to speak, as CS for Sports. He will be welcoming the trophy from JKIA, later taking it to State House. A lot has been said about him since he was appointed to the Ministry of Sports. What do you think this will mean for him?
I'm very sure that all Kenyans will be watching him to see how he delivers his speech. People have said things that really some felt that he was not the right person for this position, but then his work is now cut out. He has the opportunity to interact with the Kenyans, tell Kenyans, use this occasion to tell Kenyans what he can do for the sport in this country. He's taken up a sports ministry that over the last 5 years has come under a lot of bashing. So the spotlight will be on him. People will be interested to hear what plans he has in the first 100 days, for instance.
All right, and there's a lot of football lovers in the country who will, of course, want to get a picture with the World Cup trophy. I mean, since Snapchat and Instagram, everybody wants to take a picture. So where can they do that?
I'm told that Jomo Kenyatta, that is international center, Kenyatta International Convention Center in Nairobi. Tomorrow there will be some activity organized by Coca-Cola. Once the trophy has touched down today, I'm reliably told that one of our own is in that plane.
One of our own is in that plane, guys.
Yeah.
So just stay tuned to KTN. We're always giving you the whole story. Betty Kialo is on that plane. She'll be bringing the trophy back home among, a host of Kenyans who have gone there to get the trophy. But like we're mentioning, only the heads of state, so President Uhuru Kenyatta and winners of the World Cup will be allowed to touch this trophy. My director was asking me earlier, what of the people's president? He's quite a football fan. The country knows that. Will he be allowed to touch that trophy?
Baba, the people's president, is a soccer enthusiast, and we all know his love for the game. Every time there's a Kenya Premier League match, Harambee Stars playing, he's always at the stadium. But I don't know if FIFA will allow for that. But the last time when he was in government as the prime minister, when he was the prime minister, it's only Kibaki who was allowed to touch the trophy, and he didn't get the opportunity. I don't know if FIFA has relaxed the rules, but then I don't think that will happen. But his followers would really love to see Baba touch the trophy.
Well, that is something we'll have to wait and see. But that's not all that's going on in the world of sports. We also have the FIA president coming in. Not many know about that. What does this symbolize again for the country, especially in the world of rallying?
Jean Todd is a former Safari rally driver. He participated in the Safari rally in the 70s through to 80s. I think the last time he was a driver was 1977. Right. And he rose through the ranks to become the FIA president. That is the world governing body of rally. Now, you'll recall that Kenya was stripped of the WRC status in 2002 after we could not meet the safety standards put in place by the world governing body. And of course, again, the financial aspect of it, the government did not commit to financing the rally because it takes a lot of resources. And therefore, what is happening is that the government, the Jubilee administration, have said that by the time they complete this term, they would like to have Kenya's status restored so that the Safari Rally can go back into the calendar. And what has happened is that the government has set aside 250 million shillings to put up a project office at Kasarani. So Todd is coming today. He's meeting with the CEO of the Safari Rally project, that is Phineas Kimathi. And what they will be doing tomorrow is to commission, to open the offices that will hopefully culminate to Kenya hosting the World Rally Championship in 2020. They have given themselves 3 years, 2018, 2019, and hopefully 2020 will have the status restored.
Hosting, is another topic altogether.
It is.
Are we ready? Do we have the infrastructure in place to ensure that happens?
I think in terms of hotel infrastructure, I think Kenya, we're not badly off. But then what people are asking is that what about the cost? Because what FIA has now come up with is that the rally will not be run on open roads. In the 80s, 90s, it was always in the usual.
And it was a great family event,
now,
just going there to watch
now,
that.
because of safety measures, it cannot be put on our roads.
Right.
It has to be a closed circuit, and the Safari project are exploring some areas in Naivasha to see if they can host this thing, and it's a whole huge operation.
All right, so that's good. That's good for the country. But you were speaking about this earlier on Morning Express. Really, even with the FIFA president, with the FIF president coming in, what is the state of rallying in the country as we speak?
It had gone down, but then we've seen the Safari Rally clubs are really working very hard to ensure that the sport, continues to flourish. There's so many drivers. People will always remember people like Phineas Kimathi, who raced in the Safari Rally. Patrick Njiru is a household name in this country. Jonathan Moi, he was also a rally driver. And, what they are doing is to try and create that interest so that many Kenyans take up the sport. And you see, there are economic benefits to that. If Safari Rally regains its World Rally status, then you can be sure that the kind of money that will be pumped into the economy will be really good because of the tourists that will be coming. We've seen in recent years that several manufacturing companies have come into Kenya. We have Peugeot, who are now in Thika. We have VW, and all those are major players in the world of rally. I'm also informed that Toyota are now back into the rally. So once we can get this status back, all those manufacturing companies will come and something will trickle down to, in fact, yourself, because you'll want to see which kind of car you want to buy, which one endures the kind of terrain that we have in Kenya. So there's a lot good that is going to happen if we get that status, including job creations, if all these companies come here.
Right, so a lot of positive prospects for the country. But of course, the big story is that FIFA World Cup trophy coming in later today. Will you be there?
Definitely, but not at the airport. I'll be the behind the scenes, of course, doing the newspaper, and Kenyans should look forward to reading the Standard newspaper, the sports pages, because we'll have a lot to tell you. What about everything you need to know about the FIFA World Cup trophy. And remember also the FIA, like we've said, Jean Todt is coming. We would like to know what he has to say about Kenya's preparedness for that. We'll put those questions to him. And tomorrow, when he'll be at Kasarani, we'll also he'll have to field questions so that we get to know if we are on the right direction. But again, more than that, there's also the ITTF Continental Cup, that is in table tennis. Right. It is kicking off here in Nairobi on March 1st. The first time Kenya is hosting a table tennis continental event since 1989. And I think that's a very good thing. If all the top players in Africa are coming to Nairobi, it will inspire other people to take up the sport. So watch out, buy the Standard newspaper, read the sports pages, and you'll get all the information you need.
Right, a lot of firsts for Kenya in the world of sport. Many thanks, Robin Tosken. Then, like I mentioned, our very own Betty Kyallo is currently bringing that trophy back home. So do stay tuned to KTN News for more details.